they gave me a book. What do you want to do? And I said, okay. So I'm looking through the book and I see this yellow shirt, yellow jacket, aviation boatswain's mate, and the guy's going like this. And then I went, I want to do that. And they went, oh, you can't do that. And I said, but why? And they said, because you're a female. And I went, but that's what I want to do. I says, if you get that in writing, guaranteed A school, I'll sign. My recruiters did. I don't know how they did, but I know they took a lot of flack. I know these two men took a lot of flack because of me. When I got in there, and there was a lot of rough things said, and as many inappropriate and unkind things that would be said, there were just as many nice people, nice men. And I worked with some of the most outrageously talented individuals. My job was very dangerous. You were on a flight line, active flight line. You had P3s, we had 4-engine turboprops. They were going, and and you were walking. I mean, it was a dangerous job, moving the aircraft around and that. And the people I worked for were tough on me, but they were tough on everybody. But they knew there was always a side eye on me, because I was a woman out on the flight line. The last thing I wanted was special attention, and I sure as heck didn't want special, treatment. I wanted the respect of my peers because I wanted them to have my back, because I had their back, and the only way you could do it was do your job. I learned from some of the best tractor drivers. These men taught me to put a P3 on a dime. When we went to Jacksonville, I wanted to get on flight status. And they said, oh, you can't do that. My God, you're an aviation boatswain's mate handler. That was first. They weren't on flight status. But then they said, you're a female. You can't get on flight status. And I kept going, neither one of those made sense to me. A couple of the officers and flight engineers that knew how I worked and that actually went to BUPERS, got me special permission. And I was given permission to get on flight status in 1975. And so I went on flight status as a aft observer. Then I got NATOPS qualified as a utility air crewman and became a utility air crewman instructor also. When it came time to ship over for the next 4 years, I had to stop flying. I'm an instructor. What do you mean I have to give it up? And they said, because you're a female woman. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was devastated. It was like a huge part of what I was doing. And I decided to get out.